Hey friends, today I'm continuing to work with my March Use It or Lose It stash, and today I'm creating some of these little ward type ribbon embellishments using my scraps. And I use my Cricut to cut out the circle and scallop circles. But if you have paper punches, which I do, but I just felt like using my Cricut, you could use your paper punches to do this instead of the Cricut. I just was already in the midst of using my Cricut. It's like, well, I'm just going to let it cut everything out for me. And I've already decorated these two here. So I just used some items from my stash, like the puffy star and the heart. The flower. These are sentiments from Rosie Studios. I even added a little bow on my little tails here. And I have two different types of these little ends to ribbons here. And I used the kind of half circle and one of the straight. I actually think I prefer the straight with the bow than I do the half circle. But so what you're going to need is you're going to need some scissors, some type of adhesive. I'm going to be using my glue gun. I've got my foam tape. I've got my little bows, my things to embellish with. So I have a bunch of little things here next to me. I have already put these together. So I did one of each style. And I have my circles. I already have my foam tape on these just to make it easier. And this one I already have my eyelet set in. And then we're just going to stack them. So this one I have my foam tape and we need to set the eyelet in this one. So let's start with putting our eyelet in. So if you have one of these crocodiles, you could use that. Otherwise, use what you have to add eyelets to your projects, or you could just punch a hole and use like a reinforcer to do it. That whatever you have, use that. And I am using the larger size punch, and then I'm just going to punch my hole and add my eyelet. And then set my eyelet. And that is done. Really simple. I love this tool. It is like one of my most used craft tools. All right, so let's go ahead and layer our pieces, get them ready for layering. And before we put our pieces in, though, I want to add my jump ring. So you also need some type of jump ring. And I do want to mention, if you don't have these little ribbon things, you could take a really large jump ring. This was the biggest size that I had. So that's why I made it with these smaller strips. But for a project this size, you're going to want a larger jump ring. So like probably this is the only one I have, but probably something about this large to put your paper through. And then you just fold your paper over, position it where you like, and then I just went ahead and stapled it. You could stitch it across or glue it down, and then your bow would go kind of to cover up that staple like so. But since I had these little, I decided I wanted to go ahead and use those. But let's grab two jump rings. And if you wanted to, you could also add a jump ring to the top if you wanted to make this a dangle. But we're going to want to start with adding this down first. You're going to need some type of flat nose plier. That works best for me. And I struggle with this, so I have to bring it really close to me. But we're going to put our jump rings on first. And then if you have like a needle nose and a flat nose, you can use both of these. I just can't use a tool in my right hand to do this. All right. Now we have those. Let's go ahead and start layering up. All right, we're going to go ahead and layer these together. I like working kind of in like assembly line when I work on my embellishments. So I'll go ahead and like layer all of these pieces and then go back in and decorate afterwards, kind of thing. All right, and then while I'm at it, I want to add the little tails here. And I should have done that before I closed my jump ring, but I was not thinking about it. All right, this one is a little short, but I think it'll work. That was just the size of scrap that I had available to use, and I'm going to use up everything that I can. Okay, there we go. Now, it's time to decorate. For my little like bows here in the back, I just took some of this gold sequin trim from Hobby Lobby and I wrapped it around 4 fingers about 4 or 5 times. And then I pinched it together in the middle and kind of laid it down where I wanted it. Added some glue and stuck it together, and then it'll be covered up with the rest of our embellishment, so you won't really see all the messy glue. All right, so I'm just going to repeat that for the other side. All right, so once we have our little yarn bows here, this one kind of went more over to one side than the other, but that's okay. So we're going to put the heart on this side because of that. So we're going to add our heart down, and then we're going to add our star on this one. There we go. And then I added some flowers next. So we're going to do, I think we'll do a purple one here. And then we're going to grab one of my cabochon flowers for the other side, just so that I can use some of these flowers. All right, so let's add that there. And this little purple rolled flower was gifted to me in a swap. So we're going to add that one down. And I kind of want another flower to go with this. So what do I have that's pretty small? Let's see. Let me grab... I found some more little flowers in this little container the other day, and I need to put it up with all of the rest of my cabochons. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So let's see. Let's do, maybe we'll do this blue one over here. So then let's grab that, and we're just going to add that over here. It's going to get covered up a little bit, but I kind of want something else with this smaller flower. Okay, now let's add our bows on next. I think I'm going to put the purple one here with the purple flower. And we'll do this pretty blue one to match the blue flower. There we go. Now I'm going to add a sentiment, and let's do this days like these. And I am adding just a little bit of foam tape with these, just because I want to have a little bit more dimension. So let's add the days like these. And then this one, we're going to do our story. And let's put that there. Okay, and then let's bring in these really sparkly gems from Hobby Lobby. I think we might be able to put 2 on this one. Let's do one right here. Maybe we'll do a purple. All right, and then for this one, let's bring in kind of got a lot going on. Let's see. I think I'm going to actually hold off on adding one to this one. I think we have a lot going on there, and I don't think I need to add another gem to it. So these turned out super cute. So I think these would be really fun if you were adding these on a mini album on the spine. You could glue this part down like this on the spine, and then this piece would be hanging, kind of moving around. I think that would be cool. So we have this one here, this one, and I love how they're all different. Even though it's kind of the same process, but each of them look different than the last. So thank you so much, guys, for stopping by and creating these little award ribbons with me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, I hope you will give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below which one of these is your favorite. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to join me here on my YouTube journey and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.